Before my current girlfriend, I was in a relationship, and this particular girl would get really upset because I didn't post us on social media a lot.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. We're talking to you guys, well, about this particular video. Listen, it's an amazing video, I think, because it showcases something so powerful. Number one, this gentleman has found an absolute worldie, a baddie to him. And that's why he's trying to flex and he wants to be able to show this girl off to the rest of the world. He wants to put this girl on social media because he wants to tell everybody how much work he's put in to get this baddie, right? And then the other part is what Steve gives us a great advice. He says, listen, this girl's not sure about you. Simple as it is. And even though they've been together for a year, my arms are looking so beautiful. I'm sorry. Anyway, listen, even though you've been together for a whole year, she's not sure. This is the reason why she's not posting you, right? Now, someone might say, well, I don't have to post them. I don't like posting people, but the honest truth is I realized as well, back in some of my past situations, I don't like people in my business. That's the whole point in truth, right? Because I don't like the pressure of having people, asking me questions about my relationship. I like to be quite private, and I think that's fair. But I think that also the other side, if we're very open and honest and fair, is because also there is a little bit of thought behind there, which is if this doesn't work out, I don't need to have people in my ear asking me about this or that, and this or that, and this or that, which I also get. I think is also true as well. So we're going to break down this video. I think there's amazing content here by Steve Harvey and great analysis on this particular point. Listen, I want to be fair to Steve. Sometimes he gets things wrong, sometimes he gets things right, and I like to give both sides. So if you're new to the channel, do me a massive, massive favor. You like it, you share, you subscribe, you click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you got the minerals. I appreciate you guys. Did you see that chest bounce? Okay, you're not ready for that still. Anyway, listen, let's get back into the thing. You know what I mean? All right, let's get into this.
Well, now the shoe's on the other foot because my current girlfriend is more private than I am. I'm very confident about her. I'm confident about us. I want to show her off to the world. And
okay, so as you just heard him say there, and you can see her watching him as well, he said, listen, look, beforehand, the other ratio, I didn't mind. I didn't want it. Do you know why? Because he wasn't confident, right? But now, the shoe's on the other foot, right? And he's confident about his choice. He's confident about the woman that he's with. He's got a baddie, okay? All right? He wants to show the world what he's acquired. That's as us as men, right? He wants to show you off to what he's acquired, right? When a man gets a baddie like this, most of us guys, not all, a lot of us guys want to show it off, right? Family, I collected an absolute worldie, a baddie, and maybe you might not even show it outwardly in terms of social media, right? But I know even amongst our boys, listen, when a fine girl hits me up on the IG, you don't think I'm going to tell my boys, say, family, listen, this girl hit me up, Can't lie to you, fam, she's fine. You hear me? Now I might not tell I won't tell the details of what we spoke about. I don't need to do that. Well, I'm gonna definitely show you the fineness of one girl that hit me up, or another girl that hit me up, or whatever. Or if I'm talking to a certain girl and she's a baddie and a worldie, of course I'm gonna talk about it because we like that validation, and it's for us. It's the conquering. It's the, telling our boys, no, this is the kind of work I put in. I got it like that. Okay, we do that amongst each other. It's an ego thing, right? As men, right? Cool. Let's continue what they're saying, right?
And
she's very pretty.
What do I do to show her it's okay? It's not a bad thing to post us every now and then on social media.
Whoa. Ain't you, look, let me get this right. Y'all been together dating, she ain't posted you yet.
Right.
So they've been dating for a year and she hasn't posted him as of yet. Now, listen, I mean, a whole year is a very long time. You should be sure by then. 12 months. We should be sure by then. You know what I mean? That we're at least making the right direction. It may not be marriage thing just yet that you're sure of, but you're definitely sure of a relationship. I mean, people can be sure about marriage 6 months in. So 12 months is a very long time, okay, to be dating and knowing. You know what you're about, right? And obviously, she later on says she loves him. He says he loves her. But I want you to pay attention. We're not at the sticky point just yet. We're just kind of building up the case a little bit as well. All right, let's go.
Well, you ready for the announcement? She ain't sure.
Now, she looked absolutely shocked, like, oh my gosh, no, I'm definitely sure. And I'm sure some ladies are in the chat or watching this video and are comment down below like, no, I just like my things private. Hold on, pause, wait a minute, okay, all right. I like my things private too, but I also have to admit there's another thought that's also prevalent within my mind as well. And this is what self-awareness does to you when it starts availing different thoughts that you do have. you can see she looks shocked. Like, what do you mean? Oh no. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. I hear you. All right. You're thinking that's not what it is. But when we get down to the crux of it, right? When we get down to the crux of it, she's gonna give an answer, and the answer matches what he said. Let's just keep on going though, because there's a little bit more to go. All right. Okay. Let's keep on going.
See, fellas, when the shoe on the other foot.
And this is another good point as well by Steve here as well, that when the shoe is on the other foot, it ain't pretty, right? It's not nice. When the shoe's on the other foot, us men, we do not like it. Let's keep it a buck. I've been there before. I've been on both sides, and I'll be honest with you. You know, it's honestly something that, you know, for me, when I look at the situation, you know, when you look at the situation, this particular relationship, it sounds like he likes her more than she likes him. I know it sounds wild, but I really do believe he likes her more than she likes him. And what I mean by that, in the sense of, I think he's really enamored by her. I think, because I've watched the video, she's an independent, strong woman, untamed as of yet. And that creates the mystique and the intrigue, and that also keeps a man on his toes. This is not for everybody to do. Please, you have to know your level. And I think that's creating the feeling of, I haven't really caught her, and that makes me want her even more. And thus now he's saying, listen, I found the love of my life, you know, this is the girl that I want, blah, blah, blah. But you notice how he's talking about how he confidently loves this girl and cares about her and wants to show her off. But previous relationship, he didn't want to do that. Do you know why? Because he wasn't confident, he wasn't sure, which is why he's even asking the question in the first place, because he knows exactly why he didn't want to be posted up in the last relationship. It's the exact reason why she don't want to post up right now, okay? But let's go forward. Let's go forward, because now she comes up. Let's go forward, okay? Let's go forward.
What's your name, sister?
I'm Hannah.
Hannah?
Yeah.
And how long y'all been together?
About a year and some change.
About a year and some change.
Yeah.
Is this going good for you?
It's going pretty good.
Oh, pretty good. How's it going for you, sir? How would you describe it's going?
I love her.
Because well, she said it's going pretty good.
Do you notice the instant difference in their answers? Now, I'm not saying that this is actually bad. I'm saying that she's probably more of a coy person. That's fine. That's not actually necessarily bad or anything. But his answer is what I'm focusing on. Because her answer was fine. It's going pretty good. He asked a simple question. It's going pretty good. She didn't have to say I love you or anything. That was not necessary. But then he says in the answer, how's it going for you, sir? I love her. Like, he is enamored, bro. Like, that, he's deep. Why do you think you have to say I love you? The I love you, I believe, came at that point because he's trying to prove to her that he loves her. And what I mean by that, he's trying to prove to her that I care about you. I want you to understand that I do definitely care about you. You know what I mean? And maybe because she's a bit more reserved, a bit more independent, a bit more separated, not just given into him. Because, you know, the Bible lets us know in Genesis 3 that a woman, a wife, will pine after her husband. And maybe he hasn't seen the pining. Maybe he has not seen the pining from her, the wanting of him yet from her, because she's a bit more independent. She can, coy a little bit as well. Maybe he hasn't seen that yet. And so that's why he's doing so much, wanting to say these words. Because sometimes when the person feels like it cares less, it makes you want to care more. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Let's go back and just get deeper. It's going to be deeper, you know what I mean? Okay, let's get deep on this. Sorry, my thing was not trying to play there for a second too. There we go.
Good.
See, what you want me to say? I love him? I love him. But here's the thing about...
Pause. I want you to pay attention to energy shifts and change, and I want to be very, very clear. Some of you are not going to like what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway, because you need to hear the truth. She's combative. She's combative. A little bit. And I don't think it's even necessarily bad. She's strong. I'm not even going to say it's bad. Let me turn my camera a little bit. I'm not even going to say it's bad per se. She's strong. Okay? And the way that she came out the traps gunning, she said, Steve, what do you want me to say? I love him. But here's the thing. I think, and when I shouldn't say combative, I take it back. Defensiveness. So I'm sure that probably when he's had a conversation with her, more than likely this is the response he also got. And if he has any conversation that could be, I wouldn't even say a critique, but could be close to a critique, this is the energy he gonna get. But this is also the reason why he wants her, because it's not easy. I'm not saying that anybody should follow this route. I'm saying it only works for who it works for. But I can see straight away, literally the way that she defended, I said, yeah. There's probably other issues in the relationship too that she will do this to. And because of that untamability, you'll like it at first. But if you can't feel like if you feel like as a man you can't tame that, you're gonna get annoyed. And by the way, people please don't get annoyed at me by using tame. Actually, you can get annoyed, man. It's up to you. I don't really care. But from a man's perspective, when I talk about tame, I'm talking about submission. I'm talking about following his lead, right? I'm sure the other girl that he was with, she followed his lead. She didn't mind. Now he's in a situation where the girl doesn't follow his lead per se. She does. She goes to she beats the she moves to her own beat of the drum. Is that what you call it, or whatever? Yeah. And again, I'm not saying she has to change anything. I'm just saying this is what I see in his behavior. And so the instant defense and instant mode of, but Steve, what do you want me to say? Was an instant defense. Steve wasn't even coming at her. He was just saying like she's not sure. And notice how quickly she. Instead of just saying, hey, I really do care about him and I'm very much sure. For me, social media is not my thing. She went into the, Steve, what do you want me to say? She was ready to defend herself straight away, right? Okay, cool. Let's bring this up. Let's
Our social media.
See, whoa.
And judging by the seriousness of Steve's face, he clocked it. Honestly, as men, we can clock certain things. Something that my dad would say to me, listen, sometimes the eyebrow came before the mustache. Sometimes you think you're seeing things, but let me tell you something. The eyebrow came before the mustache. The mustache was little. So what it means is that there's a plane as when you go to experience, you see certain things. Again, not that she's bad. I'm not trying to come at her. And some of you are probably thinking, I see myself in her. Great. Let's listen to this video. The way he was like, whoa, hold on. He had stopped joking at that point. He was joking before. He dropped the whole, she doesn't, like, hey, she's not sure about you, And all of a sudden, arms crossed, and he's like, whoa. Because the energy she came on, first of all, but Steve, what do you want to say? Was instantly combative. I go back to that word because it's the right word. Instantly combative, right? Defensive, instantly. Right, which means there's probably some trauma there, and all of us got a bit of trauma. I'm defensive at certain things, so please don't think I'm perfect. So there's probably some trauma there. There's probably some over harsh critique that's happened in her childhood, whatever. And that's why now any kind of critique, even then, it wasn't really even a critique. It was more of a case of the fact she's not really sure about you, came out. But alas, we're getting to a point where we need to see this, right? Okay, cool. Now, he checks her on this part, which is not really important. I want to get to this next part because she can't answer the question. Okay? Let's...
Period.
There's something about social media.
Right.
What is it?
Dave is for me, and I feel like people ask a lot of questions, and I don't like questions. And so if I post on questions...
Now, pause here. She said, listen, social media, people ask questions, and I feel like people ask too many questions. Absolutely great answer. She's absolutely right. People do ask too many questions. Actually, one of the reasons why if I get in a relationship, I don't want to really be posting. I'll post a little bit, but I won't really be posting. It's also one of the reasons why I don't really like to have, do relationships on the net and stuff like that, like YouTube and stuff, because it just becomes gimmicky, and then it becomes like you have to always present this false imagery of perfection, and it's like we're not perfect. We're gonna have beef, and then times we have beef, I don't want the audience to know that we're having beef because I'm beefing you. You know what I mean? And you know this as well sometimes. And you hear these from couples who are on doing YouTube together. Sometimes they're beefing that day. If I'm beefing that day, I'm probably going to beef you on YouTube too. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Okay, my poker face ain't great. I'm an actor, but there's some things that when are frustrating me, I can't just release it. You know what I mean? I just can't release it. So that's why. So I actually agree with her, right? Okay, now this is the most important answer.
And then something happens, I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to deal with any aftermath. And since Dave's mine, I just like to have something for myself. And he's mine.
Pause. I love that. But did you hear what she actually said? In case something happens, that's where the issue is. That's the reason why post is not going on. Not because of the, private. No, the fear is pushing that thought. And that's what I had to come to a conclusion also myself, that there was a fear in me. That's why I don't post past girlfriends. Not because, when I look at it, I go, there was things that weren't quite right. And also, I didn't want people to come and ask me questions about why your choice, and why did you choose that person, or it's something. And I realized there was fear behind every layer that I give an answer for, which is, I'm private. I don't want people involved in my business, which is true, everything like that. But then the last part was, okay, but then there's fear underneath. And that fear is what's driving all the other answers, really, because if something happens, I can't take it back. And I have to explain myself. Like we see with these internet couples now. I've just seen Ayana and Jarrett. Literally, they're now divorced, and they had to put out a statement. Because once you start putting it on the net, people start having expectations of you. This is the issue. And so there is a truth in not wanting to put things on the net, because once you put on the net, people have an expectation of you. So there is a fear behind it, which is if it doesn't work out, then I got to explain myself, which is a valid fear. I'm not cussing about that, but I don't think she's as confident, not even confident. I feel like she loves him, cares about him, wants him, but he's found a baddie and wants to expose and shout about it to the hills. She's found a great guy, but she wants to make sure this actually works. She wants to make sure this gets over the line. And because of that little bit of fear, she doesn't want to post him. It's got nothing to do with that. I'm independent. She's not trying to cheat. She's not doing any of that thing. I just don't want to post him because I don't want trouble. If something happens, I've got to explain myself. And that is fair. I can rock with that, right? But we can work on that too.
But see, Dave, now, you want to flex a little bit.
Right.
He does want to flex.
So let me tell you what Dave's going through. How old are you, Dave? About 20?
27.
He won't flex a little bit. He does want to flex. Anyway, listen, like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded, and make sure you tune into Little Black Book, babe.